for it all over the town, looking around. I don't know where it could have gone. All I see as I walk around town is that penguin. He's wearing his top hat again. She's talking to the tiger who's wearing a spat, looking at the lagers, reading the map, looking for some food to go. Where'd my whimsy go? I'm looking for a bit of whimsy. I'm looking high and low. Where's my whimsy? Where to go? Looking for it all over the town, looking around. I don't know where it could have gone. All I see as I walk around town is that penguin. He's wearing his top hat again. She's talking to the tiger who's wearing a spat, looking at the lagers, reading the map, looking for some food to go. Where'd my whimsy go? Looking for a bit of whimsy. I'm looking high and low. Where's my whimsy? Where to go? Looking for it all over the town, looking around. I don't know where it could have gone. All I see as I walk around town is that penguin. He's wearing his top hat again. She's talking to the tiger who's wearing a spat, looking at the lagers, reading the map, looking for some food to go. Where'd my whimsy go? I'm looking for a bit of whimsy. I'm looking high and low. Where's my whimsy? Where to go? Looking for it all over the town, looking around. I don't know where it could have gone. All I see as I walk around town is that penguin. He's wearing his top hat again. Talking to the tiger who's wearing a spat, looking at the lagers, reading the map, looking for some food to go. Where'd my whimsy go? I'm looking for a bit of whimsy. I'm looking high and low. Where's my whimsy? Where to go? Looking for it all over the town, looking around. I don't know where it could have gone. All I see as I walk around town is that penguin. He's wearing his top hat again. She's talking to the tiger who's wearing a spat, looking at the lagers, reading the map, looking for some food to go. Where'd my whimsy go? I'm looking for a bit of whimsy. I'm looking high and low. Where's my whimsy? Where to go? Looking for it all over the town, looking around. I don't know where it could have gone. All I see as I walk around town is that penguin. He's wearing his top hat again. She's talking to the tiger who's wearing a spat, looking at the lagers, reading the map, looking for some food to go. Where'd my whimsy go? looking for a bit of whimsy. I'm looking high and low. Where's my whimsy? Where to go? Looking for it all over the town. Looking around. I don't know where it could have gone. All I see as I walk around town is that penguin. He's wearing his top hat again. He's talking to the tiger who's wearing a spat. Looking at the lagers, reading the map. Looking for some food to go. Where'd my whimsy go? I'm looking for a bit of whimsy. I'm looking high and low. Where's my whimsy? Where to go? Looking for it all over the town. Looking around. I don't know where it could have gone. All I see as I walk around town is that penguin. He's wearing his top hat again. He's talking to the tiger who's wearing a spat. Looking at the lagers.
I think we're live. Oh God, sorry everybody. Running a little late today. Running a little late. Had reasons. There's reasons. I don't know how much I want to get into the reasons. It made us want to go out for a beverage. Reaffirm some life, I guess. So here we are. It was a little low. How y'all doing? Welcome to Tyson Draw Stuff. I'm not Tyson, but yeah, I'm the guy that's in front of the camera. So there you go. We're gonna be doing a little bit of, I think, some watercolor today. So started this thing yesterday during the stream. It was a really cool idea passed to me by Link. I don't know if Link's around, but if you are, thumbs up to you. And I want to, what I did was, I did a whole bunch of gray, and then I built up the gray, so you can't quite see it yet, but it's a build up of gray with watercolor brushes. Just containers full of water and brushes. And built up this really cool-ish thing. And I might, so the plan today is probably go through this and add some color. Sorry, I see a thing that I need to do right away. Out of the gate. This is not right. I see problems already. So, oh god. So it was kind of like this yesterday, just kind of building up. That's a lot of gray. Yeah, it was not the tool I was using yesterday. Maybe this one? So I was doing a lot of, oh, this one's broken. Must have been this one. Yeah. So we're building up gray values and building this fine scene in front of you, which is at very tiny right now. I apologize for the tininess. It'll get bigger eventually.
Cheers, baby.
That's what they said. Oh, cheers. We got Sadie here too. Oh, hold on. Sadie's here. Hey, say hi, Sadie.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, there we go.
How's it going?
So there's a couple drinks going on tonight.
Some news.
Some news, shitty news. So
Needed
we're
some
just
drinks.
kind of we need a couple drinks and a couple shots.
Yep.
I thought we'd relax, and ends up we're starting a little late. Anyway, what are you working on today, Sadie?
You know what? I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm gonna try some new drawing ideas, so I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna let you switch over to my camera because I don't have your skills.
Oh, you're not gonna just roll with it?
You know, I'll roll, but do I want the world to see me rolling?
All right, you're gonna roll in private. I get it.
I don't.
Okay, we can still
you know,
hear you, so that's good. That's fine.
I'm not. You may be able to come over. I'm not ready.
Okay. So, all right, we're gonna. Do I? No, I gotta. Still gotta warm up. So we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna flip over cameras. Flipping cam. Oh, there it is. So this is the thing that we worked on yesterday. Like I said, it was this Noodler's ink in this Noodler's ink brush. So it's a Noodler's ink gray that I've got in there, and watercolor brushes. So this is kind of designed to push the gray around and give tonal value that way, and nothing is kind of like just the harsh lines that I'm used to with my inks. So that's what we did with that. We're gonna come back to that because we're gonna do a little warm up first. Do a little warm up. We're coming back to this guy, which we've been working on for 3 days now with my pilot pen. You know what I didn't do today? And I feel bad. I feel like...
Person who bought it.
Oh. Hey, everybody. All the people out in the stream. Sadie's got a book, and she's got a Kickstarter right now. Can you pass me a link? Do I have a link?
Oh, how do I pass you a
I
link?
don't know. You pass me a link.
It's so funny we're sitting right beside each other.
You know,
If
we're
you
like
go-
feet away.
If you go to Instagram.
Oh, no, I can
Okay.
just get it through Kickstarter.
That's so cool.
So Sadie's got a Kickstarter. Not One Bird. Is it One Bird? It is
One Red Bird. Yeah.
Okay. So Sadie made a book, and she illustrated that same book. That's it. Can I
Yep.
cut it off at user ref?
Just cut it off at 1 Red Bird. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So she made a book, and she's now doing a Kickstarter for said book. And that is the link for it. She's 60. How many percentages are you?
I'm 61.
61 percentages after 2 days. Fulfilled, so that's awesome. She made a book. It's available on Amazon as a soft cover, but she really wanted to make it into a hardcover because it actually would be a lot better. And so that she's been working on that, and that's what the Kickstarter is all about. So if you're interested, head on over onto said link and
Get the book.
get the book. Get the book. God damn it. So I'm just kind of warming up at the moment here, so I'm not sure. I was having trouble with this pen yesterday, where it was flooding out rivers of ink. Seems a little bit better today. I thought I might have to go in. There's a little tool that you get with these Pentel pens, or sorry, Pilot pens. That's a little piece of plastic or something, metal. And you kind of, the way that this works is there's two plates. If only we could focus on it. Oh god. Oh god, there it is. There's two metal plates in there, and the ink kind of comes down from the reservoir up here. It comes down through there, and you can see there's little teeth at the end there too. So if some dried stuff gets in that end of that ink, I think that's maybe what's happening with mine. Why it's got the extra amount of ink flowing out. No, maybe not.
Oh,
we got some sounds.
sorry.
It's still got extra ink coming out. It makes this pen much less desirable when it's heavy flow like this. We still don't have a Jack Cam.
I know, you
I
could. He's so
apologize.
cute right now.
He's probably adorable with his. What's he chewing on?
No, he's got this. He's waiting for
Oh,
it.
he's waiting for the squirrel to be thrown. So
I think this was a gift from Nut.
nut squirrel.
I think so.
We should give the crocodile. Was it? Yeah, the squirrel.
I think that was, this
Fernando.
Was
Fernando.
Fernando. It was Fernando. Yep.
Squirrel named Fernando.
Yep.
I still don't know exactly what this apparatus is. I don't know if I need to clarify or not, but it's a little unknown.
I need to get myself some water. God, Spirit, would you like some rain?
I'm okay for the moment. Thank you. kind of excited to get back into the little bit of watercolor. Honestly, don't have a clue what this is all about. This lady's grabbing it. Spiky. Multi-pronged. Yeah, none of it makes sense. When you do this automatic drawing, you can't always hope for the best. Well, you hope for the best. Then sometimes you're left disappointed. Your hopes and dreams have been dashed, and you're left with something that doesn't make a lot of sense, but looks interesting. So that's good. So are you actually drawing then?
I am going to be drawing. Sorry, I needed to check. Joe Biden is at 85. Trump is at 55.
Sorry, how's the polling going?
Biden's at 85, and Trump is at 55. The Associated Press has not called it yet.
So Trump's leading.
No,
Biden's
Biden's leading by 30.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
It's a switch from what we saw.
Yeah, last time we saw it was 11-0. He had a perfect shutout.
Yeah.
This was a sports game.
Still winning in Florida.
Still winning Florida. I thought that was one of the.
Oh,
deciding...
so it's swing states. So Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, and Trump is winning in 2 of the swing states so far.
2 of how many?
Oh wait, so then God, that's so funny that they post that. So no, he's winning in 3 and Biden's winning in 4, but not
of the swing states,
but not by a lot. Neither of them are winning by a lot.
What could go wrong? All right, politics. Yeah, that's. I know when everybody logs in to Tyson Draws stuff stream, they're like, I wonder what his stance on politics is.
It's just tonight.
I'm curious because I will vote the same as that guy. That guy that draws those weird things. I am very curious how he stands. Right? Am I right? And just as a little memo note, not American.
But still worried about it.
Have very little. I have very little horses in this race.
I know.
I mean, except by proxy, we are Canadian after all.
We're so close.
It's close. So I know from this conversation, you're still like, I still don't know his stance. Good. Good. Good.
Anyway, I'm trying to find what I'm gonna draw.
Trying to find what?
What I'm gonna draw.
Are you gonna go for that realistic stuff you were talking about?
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe. All right. This is a realistic depiction of something as well. I'll be able to see that. Yeah, this. I need to figure out why this is in such heavy flow. It happens. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. Yeah, this is kind of one of those nonsensical versions where this whole thing is interesting, but doesn't make a lick of sense. You're not like, oh, I get it. That's that thing.
Tonight might be better for me to do Yupo.
Sorry, tonight might be better for Yupo? Like,
something that I just know.
Where you don't have to think about it?
Yeah.
Alright, so Sadie's chickening out. She's like, oh, I can't handle it. I can't handle something new. I need something like that I know to my root. So that's just that's how Sadie rolls.
Never mind fucking challenges. Jeez.
All right, so Sadie sucked it up, and she's like, "Oh, I've got this."
If anyone's wondering, sometimes Tyson is a shithead.
Shithead? What? Where did that come from? That is unnecessary. We had a bit of a day today with our dog. He was a bit much.
He was trouble.
He was trouble. It's true. He was a bit. He was a bit to handle. And one of those days where he just needed the attention.
Yeah.
And when it was not forthcoming, he
Because
decided
work.
to be a
Because
little
work.
bit of an asshole that way. Where everything was chewable. Hey, you found a nice little bit of a Tylenol.
Great.
I hear those are poisonous for dogs, or what the internet says anyway. So that's what's going on with us. All right. Now, the thing that I just did there, if you look closely at it, at its structure and whatnot, you realize that it doesn't help me define what this is at all. So, you see, actually, you know what? I just had an idea. What's that, Jack? Do you have an idea as well? No. Oh god. See, we need Jackhole Cam. I wanted to use was it Black Hole Sun, Soundgarden as his theme song and record a little thing. Jackhole, because we always refer to his mouth as his Jackhole. Not always, but often. Jackhole Sun. So maybe his name is Jack Holson. Jack Holson. Hey, Mr. Jack Holson. So I'm probably gonna record that soon. This actually, now that I get to it, and now that I think about it, could be the most overly complex compound bow ever. So if I just add like a string down through here, it's like, oh, it's just a compound bow with pointy bits. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now that you know, I imagine it comes down through here. That is the straightest line you'll ever see in a live stream. You can get that for free. No charge. It means I gotta bring in a little bit of white up. Is the music too quiet? Is it just me? Turn it up myself, but I guess I haven't heard any stream events, so. A little white out. Look how straight that is. That's like, oh god. Kim Jong-gi couldn't do that. Pretty sure. And I do like to compare myself to Kim Jong-gi. Yeah, I should probably not paint there until it's dry a little bit. Gotta be careful here because I'm probably going to go in and do a lot of black around this thing. So anything crazy will not be visible. See this here? That's smudging. Oh god. My bad. Sorry. Clearly I've had too much ink coming out of this thing. I do need to fix this pen. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it's not nice. So if anybody's like, oh, I'm tired of the warm-up, get to the watercolor. Let me know. Just say so in chat. We're not that infinitely far away from completing this one. Look at, if I put a little bit of a chest plate here or whatever I want, then I think it's done. Then it would just be blackening in the back. Oh, she needs a quiver back here, guys, gals. And she's like, maybe ready for the Avengers. Alright. Has she got like the wacky archery set, like of what's his name? What's the archer in the Avengers? Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
I think she's got some Hawkeye style equipment in here.
License to kill gophers by the government of the United Nations. Man free to kill gophers at will. To kill, you must know your enemy. In this case, my enemy is a varmint. And a varmint will never quit. Ever. They're like the Viet Cong. Varmint Kong. So what you gotta do, you gotta fall back. With superior firepower. And superior intelligence.
They just put a random amount of arrows in here. They have fancy bats. They gotta have fancy bats. Get some random. I don't. Hopefully, nobody asked me for like a dissection of what these arrow various heads do. I do have some ideas, but. So he's got kind of like a grappling hooks here. Not really grappling hook, but there's something there. Jack having a good time over there?
Yes.
Yeah. Always bothers me that there's a double click in that song. I feel poorly lit today. Now that's double shadows. Oh god, there's no good solution. Either my art is lit or I'm lit. I need more lights.
Yay.
Are you happy about that? You're like, oh my god, yes, you're right. That's some pretty piss-ass arrows. But I guess if we keep adding this, give me enough. Hey, Jack.
Really?
Oh, if only we had a dog cam. Then you could see the excitement. Do you have nothing to view there?
Hmm?
Nothing to shady cam over to?
But it's not close to
Oh god,
done.
careful, grab your beers.
No, jeez. Okay, got it.
What could go wrong, we always say as we throw something in our house.
Sure, I guess you could come on over.
Yeah?
It's the start of a house, yeah.
Alright, we're gonna go to City Cam. Go
I
over
don't
to
have
City
my big
Cam.
light on, though. Can't see it very well. I don't normally do real.
Those Sadie's challenge is reality.
Sort of.
Sort of. Semi-reality. So she's trying to figure out how to draw windows and
actually
doors and
More of a shack.
a shack. So she's drawing a shack right now. But a little bit away from her fanciful stuff. Grab your drink. And a little bit more into the reality-based stuff. and see how that goes. So it's a brand new challenge. Righto. Nice work. Nice work. Good start. Good start. What's that, Jack? Do you need me to throw something? Grab your beers. Oh no, he's got it. Sorry. There'll just be some tug of war going on here.
Cable may not make it.
Oh,
We should probably just let go.
I got it.
Let go.
Sorry, Jack. Sorry. Did I neglect you? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? I think you got a little bottle rocket over here.
Oh, sir.
Oh, Jack, have you been ignored? You did have to live through tonight without us. So I get it.
Goodness.
Who knows what these Hawkeye warheads do?
Oh,
Oh, Jack, am I ignoring you? Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm sorry, buddy. Did you have to spend an hour by yourself? A whole hour. We are neglectful parents. I think it's almost time to call this warm-up done and move on to something I haven't done in a couple months, which is watercolor. Well, I guess I did some this summer. I did a little bit of watercolor this summer. Right, that's probably not a bad quiver. I need something, one more. What shape? Weirdly inverted wind shape back here, maybe? Double diamond. There we go. That's probably good. So I think all I got left is a little bit here, and then blacking in the background a little bit. We got our new Hawkeye. She's there's an all-females Avengers coming up, and I want to propose that this is one of the new ones, so I'll be contacting Marvel. So check your inbox, Marvel. You're welcome. All right, moving on. I'm going to a little watercolor. So, in theory, oh shit. In theory, this gray is fine with water. So it should be. I haven't tested it. I was promised by the sales lady that it was waterproof, so it should not move. Whether that's the truth or not. Oh god. Oh god. A little too zoomed in there. All right, so I just need a quick color palette here. I don't want to just go willy-nilly in here. I want to get a nice... I'm envisioning like a little bit of yellow up from the lights in the crowd. I want to go darker in the background than I've got currently here. Oh, that's bad. I just want a nice palette, like a nice kind of color range to go with. Of course, that's... Sometimes Google is just the worst search engine. I mean, it's better than DuckDuckGo, but maybe I should just... I just want something that's got a nice color palette that shows a nice boxing ring. F it. I'm just gonna have to go for non-boxing color palette. Oh god, this is embarrassing. Okay, who's a good artist? What's a good artist? Maybe that guy that I was looking at earlier today, that Polish guy. Just borrow his colors. If it like me, I don't remember his name though. Look, I found him right away. Slav Belsinski. Sislav Belsinski. Alright, that's not a good choice, but I will choose him and search from him. He's got a lot of beiges. Bell. See if I can find a nice color palette from him. I just got recently introduced to him, and I really like some of the stuff that he's got going on there. He does have a lot of beiges, which is fine. Oh, then that's right. He also used a lot of the cerulean blue to represent... Well, that was one person's opinion, that he was representing gas chambers with his cerulean blue choice of paints. So this is not gonna work. Oh god. So this is an experiment tonight, if I can watercolor at this desk. And so far the answer is no. Resounding. I do have a lot more magnets, so maybe I can keep it in place. Alright, so I got my color palette here. Maybe I should save this.
There you go, babe. What do you think of this?
Nice. We're going over to Sadicam. Sadicam, oh my god. That's pretty awesome. I can see what it is.
It's based on this, which is pencil, so it's different.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the gradients and shading and stuff like that. But can you rotate it a little bit?
What's that?
The other way?
Can you see what it is?
Yeah. That's great. You got good. The perspective's pretty good. A little bit off.
Oh yeah.
Some of your building roofs are a little bit. Oh no, Jack's whining.
I know.
That's a new thing for today. No, that's great. Are you gonna keep shading in there?
I'm gonna keep playing with it.
All right. Cool. I think I need to fix those stingers, because every time that sound comes in and that image, it just pauses the stream. Which is less good. Sorry, give me a second. I'm going to show you the palette that I'm going to loosely, I'm going to say loosely use. See if I can share it over to my computer. AirDrop. Oh, sometimes AirDrop works. All right, so I need. I don't know if it AirDropped over. It's waiting. Waiting on what? Sometimes it's not easy just going from one computer to another one that's like just right there. They're right there. All right. Well, that didn't work. Hold on. Sorry. 2 seconds here. I'd rather show the color palette that I'm trying to use. Nope. Not doing it. Add it to an album. I think this would be easier. Is it a slaw? Beck. What is that photo now? Of course, my Google search on one computer is completely different than my exact same Google search on another computer. So the image that I wanted to use as a reference is not available. There it is. It's not the full image. Okay. Of course, it's the small version of that same file instead of a nice large version of that same file. God damn. Why isn't this easier? Literally, an image I have saved here, I can't get to my other computer. All right, we're going another route. All right, I'm getting closer here, guys. This is great. All right, now let's see over here. God damn. Oh my god, it may have worked. So now, after all of this, That was a really long journey to do this simple task. And it's tiny. So I like this idea of those colors. Very brown with that cerulean blue. I, of course, don't have any of these colors labeled. But I'm guessing if we go in there, match it up, kind of like this is a bit richer, but this blend down here is quite nice. It kind of matches into that. Also, I would have to go with 22 here. Maybe those two major colors with darkness. And the dark color looks honestly like a blend of those two. Looks more like a deep version of this. So we're just going to go duotone, but I want to also throw in some red. Because of course, we got the boxer gloves, which would be a nice red. I haven't decided what color this should be, or what color his skin pigment, but if we keep it all in that kind of tone. So we're going to go up here. So we're going to use that as a base, but then kind of ignore it afterwards. This is going to be interesting. I haven't tried watercoloring in this area before. This is brand new. Alright. I want a bigger brush. I'll use this guy here. We're going to go in with our silver black velvet 3" over 4 oval. This is a really fun brush to play with. So this is our major color. I'm going to clean up a little bit. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Learning some lessons about painting in this area. Will that lock him? Maybe. So my theory was that kind of beigeish color up in here, the yellow, kind of very thin. I'm going to go do a very thin pass. Oh, wow. As I mess up my painting to begin with. I'm just going to move that shit around because it wasn't meant to be that there. So I'm going to go very lightly yellow up into that. So if I'm using this blue as an accent, I want to go blue-black into the background. And I do want to add a red accent, which I think I'll probably go in... I'll put this around. Probably go in... I like this guy here. That's pretty nice. I think that'll be a nice combo between the three. Let's put them together. Let's do a little mix. So this is my Magello pure pigment set. So there's actually 3 colors inside this one well here that mix together to make that goldish yellow brown. So if that's my gold, and then I said the 22, this guy up here would be that cerulean. I'm hoping blue. No, that's not there. It's there. Yeah, so this guy here, I think would be the 2 that I'm going to, my major. Let's see how they blend together though. Oh, that's nice. That's a really cool deep color. It's not on camera, of course. So the blend there is really, actually works really well, which I like. Let's figure out the red that we're going to throw in there. So I was seeing this guy here. Oh, it's either this one, or this one. Maybe we'll go into this one because this seems to be a popular one with me.
Kylight 132 is now following.
Oh my god. Highlight 132 is following. How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. We're just doing a little watercolor addition to an ink we did the other night. We're just trying to test the colors and see how they blend together before I go in and make a huge commitment. It doesn't seem to go too bad over here with the yellow brown. And this is actually a really nice purple, so I think that's actually a good choice. We're going to go with those three colors. Kylight 132, how are you doing tonight? You don't have to comment, but if you want to, I'm here to talk. I'm here for you, buddy. Yeah, I'm going to do a very, very watered down version of this thing, so I'm going to just bring it over here for now. Well, that's good to hear. What day of the week is it now? Monday? Tuesday. This fine Tuesday night. What brings you out to this neck of the woods? COVID? Just say COVID. So I want to go very thin here. I'm going to do a thin wash across the whole thing. Let it set a little bit, but it's got to be really thin. So I'm going to start with the yellowish brown up top, and then bring it down into blues into the background. So this is all about just getting like a very thin highlight color. Not much more than that. This is going to be so thin on the paper that it'll be very transparent eventually once we wash it down. So I'm going to start with just that, and then kind of keep that as highlights across that guy, the top of him, and then bring in some of these blues. I'm not going to bring the reds in till later, so we're going to do that now. And I hope to God that my inks from yesterday don't bleed. We're going to find out soon enough. So I haven't tried these inks before with this technique. And my paper's already buckling. That's awesome. So this is just kind of a loose color up top. Like I said, most of it's going to be very washed out, very thin. It's more about getting that color highlight in there. Now we'll go over to this blue, which is a very rich blue. But I want to have that kind of blend through. I'm also not used to working on this angle, so that's going to be interesting. I might actually go in and sorry, I'm just distracted by painting. Again, this should be fairly thin. That is the idea here. Normally I don't paint at this much of an angle. This is very interesting for me. I've got a whole new setup for art these days that really is messing with that yellow and creating a very green wash across these things. I might go in with this, just a smidge of that red to lead us to the red that's going to be glowing off his gloves and stuff like that. Just a hair of it though. I don't want to go too crazy because that's going to be probably a very powerful red eventually. And this is also that red. I just kind of want to have a little hint of that. What do you think? Red shorts? Should I go red shorts?
Do it.
All right, we're doing it. We're going red shorts eventually. You also kind of want to get this belt buckle to be a little bit more of the golden, the traditional spots for red. His man boobs could be a nice red too. Like I said, this is just about the highlights. So it's not really going to be too crazy involved in the final. If you see some of this, it's going to be very subtle. Need some like gold. A little bit in here. Oh. This yellow's kind of opaque. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing lost yet. Kind of want to get a little red glow from these fists and the bell. So let the water do its thing. Oh, this sucks. Right there. Don't like that. I just want to go in and add that yellow back in. Get rid of that harsh lines that were happening there. Kind of what? Well, I've got some blue coming into the shadows. Gotta make sure that that carries over this blue. Looking very green at the moment. I think this wrist decoration on his glove here needs to be that same kind of gold. So I just want to just hint that for now. I might do a little, before this completely dries, just do a little water spray in the background to create more variety. It's all about timing when you're doing like little water tips, little sprays you get. If you do it too early, it blends in too easily, but if you do it kind of right now, it'll create little watermarks in the background or whatever you just painted. Hopefully that'll work. I do want to get more red in the shorts though, so we're going to go in. So that can leave it. I think adding the red to the cheeks and areas as well. That's always a nice for me. I can't remember who, like, I used to see a lot of artists that would just add this over accentuation of red in their characters, and I was like, that's just awesome. How did I practice my painting skills? By doing it?
Yeah.
Basically, so it was like 4 years ago that I started doing art every day. And literally I would just, every day I would sit down and I would do a painting or a drawing or whatnot. So most of it's just doing it over and over and over and over again. Watercolor I started off with first. And then I recently moved into some acrylics, which is a nice switch. I really, at first, really hated acrylics. I really grew to love them because I was able to create some really cool things. There was a lot of resources. If you're looking to actually learn how to watercolor or any medium, there's so many resources online now. You can find YouTube tutorials and on, you know, basic techniques and all that kind of stuff. So that would be my first step, was just go in, and if you want to do it, like I can show you some links, some things that worked for me, but it was a lot of trial and error. Really did a lot for me. A lot of failures. My first when I first started watercoloring, I had zero idea how to watercolor. Zero. And the first one that I did was horrible. Like, it wasn't anything like a watercolor or what a watercolor should look like. It was more like a gouache or acrylic. And from that, it was like refining that technique. I watched a lot of videos of people painting just to kind of try to understand. But then you see all these videos of people putting these beautiful brush strokes down, and it's like, I don't know what happened there. Like, it didn't make any sense. None of the stuff that they were doing was like, oh, that's crystal clear. Why that brushstroke turned into the thing that it's turned into. Because when people watercolor, it's about 3 different things. It's about how much pigment you have on your brush, how much water you have on your brush. So like it's multifold. And when you're watching someone paint and they don't show you their palette, you're like, I don't know what just happened. So you're kind of confused, you're kind of lost. Because you're only dealing with one part of the information. You're dealing with like kind of the visual part of what their brush is doing, but not what their brush is doing before they place the strokes on the painting. So I'm just fixing up some of my leaves out here. At some point I'm just going to have to let this dry. I'm really bad at waiting. It's an important part of watercolor. Knowing when to stop and when to not do the things you're trying to do. When you got to let it bleed. You got to let it dry. And when to realize you've gone too far. One thing about watercolors, you can do a lot of lifting. If you think you've gone too far in an area, like depends on your color and what watercolor paint you have. You can sometimes lift a lot of that color back up and leave yourself back to the whites of the page. If not, you're not screwed. There's a lot of ways to bring it back. There's gouache, there's ink whites and all that kind of stuff. So keep it busy that way. But I'm liking the general highlight colors that we've thrown down here. Except for having a little bleed. I kind of like the red bleeding out a little bit though. Makes it feel like that those things are kind of glowing a little bit. But I want to push everything behind the fighter back. So I'm going to darken in all this stuff. I can't believe how much this is bleeding and bending already. One thing I do not have in this stream is a hairdryer.
Yeah.
We used to have that all the time when we did watercolor. Because that's a great way to speed up the process, as it would be. I'm going to go in while it's still a little bit wet and add a little bit of blue to shadowed areas. Just create a little bit of blue, cooler shadow kind of idea. Just a little, just a hint. Nothing crazy. You can see it's just a very thin blue. Go a little stronger at points, but we'll be going in with these in the background areas and really darkening down. So we'll do that eventually, but I just want to kind of add a little bit of this kind of blue to some of these areas. One thing about watercolors, which is I still don't do very well. Some people don't do this though, so it's a bit of a conundrum where I can't remember. There's this Japanese, I think it was a Japanese watercolor paper that painter that would go through and kind of do like almost one pass on these most insanely beautiful portraits, and it's just like I watched them, and eventually that person realized they needed to do like a palette and, you know, what the brush was, like I was talking about earlier with the brush. When the brush has how much water and how much pigment are they putting in there to create the things that they did. But this person would go in and create these photorealistic portraits of people and almost in one pass. And it was mind-blowing to me. Still is. Like, it's just like, what just happened? I'd watch the videos and I watched hundreds of them. Maybe not hundreds, probably like 40 of them I watched. And it was just like, what is happening here? It makes no sense to me. So I still don't understand that way of painting. So I can't help you there. But it is possible to do these crazy things out there. I've got a little bit. See, I should probably have waited for this pass because I've got too much bleed going on. There's too much overflow happening. Yeah. Poor planning on my part. Should have dried. That would have been a perfect time for me to go in and done some blow drying. Not a loss. Not a complete loss. You can still go back in when it's still wet and bring a lot of this information back. You'll lose something, but... So I've got nice and dark down at the bottom-ish. It's not quite reading right on my monitor here. I think what you're seeing might be a little bit dark. I'll bring up the brightness a little bit. That's kind of more what I'm seeing. I'm actually kind of just excited that I can actually paint over here. So you can also put the color and then just soften the edges of all these things, which gives you a nice movement of the colors. I always build up. Like I did a lot of the tonal values with the gray portion of this drawing, so I don't have to do as much tonal. Tonal is just like how much darkness it needs to be in that point. So I think I did a lot of that, I don't know, for my version of things. I still I'm kind of holding off a little bit from going up with this blue. I will bleed that up. I just want it to dry a little bit. How you doing, Sadie? Doing all right. I might go in. Actually, not. I'm just gonna do this. Go in with the blue. And I'll just soft edge this stuff up here. It's not as harsh of a transition. And I also still want to kind of create that feel of audience back there. I don't want it to be just a static vibrating. Is that you? It's you. I'm kind of just trying to create a vignette into the light above the brain. I don't know if I should add a little bit of red into the shadows or not. I think I might be okay without it. Yeah, when I was doing it, like when I did the gray version earlier, or yesterday, I was looking at it and it's just like, it was competing. So the focus of the background was too neutral. Like the background was the same density as the foreground. I was like, oh, that doesn't really help. So yeah, I was thinking about it last night. It's like a little bit of darkness in the background, pull him forward. I still might even go even darker because right now it's still middling dark. One thing about watercolors, if you're doing watercolors, get that blue hand, you need to have the contrast. So you need to have something that's really dark, and you also have the opposite, which is really bright. So you have to have the two of them kind of working together in tangent to make a good watercolor. If you look at your painting and you squint, and you're like, I don't see where the focal is, you need to up your contrast. So that's something you keep in mind as you do these kind of things. Doing this one. I want to bring a little blue into this. So I'm going to go... Oh, maybe not. I was thinking of darkening... I'll do it the other way. So I'm going to go bring some red into this bell. And then darken into purple on the other side. So I want to start with a kind of pure red and then get a little darker. So I don't want to full it in though. So I want to kind of keep some of the... I'm going to soften that up in there. And then I'm going to bring that to purple. And you can go in and really lift a lot of watercolor before it's dry too. So if you kind of effed up, and like I did here, which I don't mind though, I kind of want to have a little bounce red off his head. But while it's still red, I wanted to do this purple. Give that nice purple shadow over here. And one thing about watercolors, if you created a wet area, and you add into that wet area, it won't bleed out of that wet area unless you've gone heavy, heavy, heavy in the water. That red is insane. I'm going to leave it though. I'm gonna leave it. Again, I've kind of screwed up a little bit where I've gone painting before things are dry. But like I said, it's no loss. I like that. I like the bold red. So I'm going to bold up his gloves as well. Do the same sort of thing. Keeping like white areas. And then blend in the black a little bit better, or the darks. Soften that a little bit. And then I do that same thing where I purple up the darkness. I probably should switch over to a finer brush at some point. Because this is a rather large brush to be doing details. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to listen to my own advice. And switch over to my silver velvet 10 round. Just a little bit more precision on that one. I need to red up that background. Background glove as well. I don't want it to be as popping, but a little bit. We'll just kind of push it in the background a little bit with some of the less contrasty kind of thing. But I want to push it behind this guy's head too, right? I want to have him pushed forward a little bit. So I went a little bit hard on him with the redness of his eyes or his nose and whatnot. But I can pull it back. It's gonna be okay. Stop panicking, please. How you doing, Sadie?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yep.
I do want to red up his shorts a little bit too. Create some bolder... I need to create another spot on the palette here. Because right now it's all kind of this dull wash. But so I want to have those stronger, committed red parts. So I want to go darker on the right-hand side of the seams, or leading to the right-hand side. So we're going to create right-hand side shadows. So we're going to go... I think we might have to come back in here with some darker tones in there. I mean, I guess the purple would probably do it. That really punches up that. I just think it nice. Some of that purple that we had earlier. bring this side in. Let watercolor do what it does best, just kind of blend some things together there. I really want to draw attention to this area, so I'm going to keep it fairly dark down there. Maybe just blend those a little bit. That's looking all right. I still think I might want to go a little bit darker in the background, so maybe another pass. Maybe instead of the blue, I want to go a little bit of that, kind of this purple that I created up there. Just a little bit. I'm going to go very light on that, though. Just kind of pick and choose some areas to darken or not darken. Just kind of pick areas that need to be pushed back a little bit. Shadows inside the mouths. I know it's very nondescript back here, so I'll probably end up doing a lot more kind of random shaping and stuff like that to push it back a little bit. And then soften some of these things up, because I don't want it to be very descript. Nondescript is the words of the day. Kind of lost a little bit of these ropes. I don't know if I can bring it out with this. I think eventually I might have to go in and just do a little, bring back some highlights in some of these ropes areas. Just little dot it with little specks of white. Maybe not full white, but it might work. Soften up the stuff I just did. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing over here, just to push that back a little bit further. I might just push it back as a whole. I'll give it a little variation. I've added less distinctness to the crowd over here, so a little shaping might be nice. That was a little bit too distinct. I like the darkness, but the specificness was not great.
Looks great, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You liking it?
Yep, liking it, liking it.
The hands are now purple. Cool, 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 cool. I almost feel like I still should push that back a bit. The colors are very... It's hilarious that I've got this brown and blue thing up there, and I've got this not that. So I'm going to just turn that off. It's not informing our picture at all. It was a nice starting point. That's okay. All right. What does this guy need? I do need to hit it with some highlights. I don't think I'll go in with gouache. Oh, actually, I got some here. I could probably throw in. Dirty as hell though. Very yellow gouache. Normally, watercolor is a transparent medium. So something like a white doesn't make sense. You're supposed to, traditionally, leave your whites white and paint around them. But a guy like me who makes the amount of mess that I make, that's really hard to do. It's hard to plan that far ahead. So you can do a bunch of things. You can go in with a gouache. You can go in with whiteout, which I'm probably going to end up doing because I don't know if this is going to work or not. I just want to hit some highlights and things like, off the bell, off these things, off the foreheads, off of just kind of anything that's kind of glancing up and towards the light. So that's the hope. In theory, this is maybe a picture for a friend for his birthday.
What? It's not your comic book?
I mean, it's for my comic book, but it's also for one of my #1 fans. So you can see that is doing very little, and it'll even dry less. So, which is okay. I might have to bring back some of these darkness, go back in and darken up some of the dark places a little bit. Oh, shit. And bring up some of these whites. I really want some of these whites to hit harder. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in. I always gotta remember that these things don't dry like they look. It's like they're there, but when you wait and when they dry, it's like, oh, it's not that as impressive. It's not as opaque as you hope it would be. But it's a nice subtle hit, which I kind of like. Very, very subtle stuff here. Hopefully it reads a little bit. I don't love going back in with a white over top because it actually kind of dulls the painting a little bit, which I don't love. If you go in with like a pastel, now there's a good way to bring back in some highlights, which I may do with this one. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. See how this continues to go. Kind of losing some of the highlight, the darkness that I had in some of the areas too, so that's less desirable. I might hit this with some pastels. I think that might be nice. What's that?
Out of ink.
Too much ink?
I'm out.
You're out of ink. Need a refill?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Can't wait though. There's,
What are you gonna wait for?
I've got writing to do.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I will continue with this subtle as fuck shit.
Shannon called.
Oh, she did? Well, when? What'd you tell her?
I told you you were out bowling with your father.
Oh, shit. Nice going, Mom. Hey.
Do you want to whiten up the end of his nose? Clearly that should have been not that dark. You can go back in afterwards and also give this white a little bit of color, but actually the way that it works, there's so little, it blends in so easily. You can see all the white that I've done in there is kind of, most of it's gone. Except for this one, yeah. Which is interesting. Some rope. Yeah, I think in this area I got to go in and add a little bit of darkness back in there. Because I've lost it. I've covered it up too much. The white? You're talking about the gouache adding a new dimension for you? Or the pastels? So I guess then you're an artist of some sort? Which is cool. Cool. KY Light 132. What do you do? What kind of stuff do you do? And do you have some stuff we can look at? More importantly. Okay. Alright, that's cool. Keep trying to add like these little weird additions. And you don't do any art yourself. You just kind of you like to watch. Nothing wrong with that. No matter what they say. What's stopping you from picking up a pen and pencil yourself then? Do you have that excuse of, I can't draw? Because that's a lie. It's a lie you tell yourself. I feel like I'm losing this guy too much back here. What I can do to bring him back. I feel like he's buried a bit too much. Bringing it in. My Pentel. What does it say? Correction pen. You can get some really good, like, solid little white hits like that. Look at that. That eye pops now. Where the whites that I'm putting in currently, or was putting in, don't really. They're a lot more subtle. Sometimes you don't want subtle. Just want little, tiny, little specks. It's a nice little white hit. I find this is a great way to just add these tiny little speck hits that are nice. You can also blur it out a little bit, but So good, Jason Woods. Oh, hey, Jason Woods, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Just doing a little watercolor over top of some inks that I just did yesterday. Trying to keep her simple. And thank you for saying it so good. Kind of lost this guy in the lower corner a little bit. Not horribly, just a little bit. All right, well, that's awesome. What would you like this for? Are you looking? You want to buy the original? You want to buy a print? Or are you just happy to see it in the stream? I don't want to go too far on that. I'm just gonna add a little. Kind of went too far on some of this white over here. So I'm gonna gray it up a little bit, bring it back. So originally started this whole thing with inks, a gray ink, and water. So I kind of did this weird two-handed technique, which I really enjoyed. I think some of the white has gone too far. Where was it? There was, yeah, that was in here that I was like, oh, the gray is been overtaken by the. I'm using the Kim Jong-gi blur finger smudge technique, which is fantastic. All right, I think I'm getting there. I think this is getting close to where I want to get it to. I'm just kind of excited that we're no longer stuck in Inktober, even though that this was kind of. But it was by my own choice. I was forced to do Inktober. Forced. There was guns involved. People pointing guns at my head. How you doing over there?
Doing good.
You good? Like some of this white is too white. Just gonna want to darken it a little bit. Popping too much. Too popping fresh. No reason for that much brightness. Oh, you're a recovering boxer. What does that mean? You used to box and you got hit around too much and you had to stop? If so, I'm sorry. That sounds horrible. The thing I just made up for you. Or maybe it's true. I do want to add a little bit more red. Sorry, I do think... I don't know. Tell me if... Jason, do you think the nipples need a little bit more red? Always need a little bit more red. Okay. Well, Sadie says a little bit more red for the nipples. Yep. Was that yep to you being the recovering boxer? Or the nipples being more red? What did happen? I'm always curious. People get involved in things. When they get hurt. I have to stop. Okay, that's a pretty intense red I added in there. There we go. There we go. Nipples. We had some red nipples. I don't quite understand this. Hopefully when you were boxing you didn't have these man boobs, I guess I've drawn in here. I do a thing called automatic drawing, so I'm never really fully in control of what I'm doing when I do something like this. I let the art decide what it's going to be. I don't think this white accepts the gray very well. I think this one's getting close to done here, my friend. My friends. My friends. I like the subtle colors. I like the background. The red does nice popping. The eyes drawn through the piece very nicely. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's much more needed. How you doing over there?
Doing good.
How's Jack?
Jack is good.
Jack is good. All right. You heard it here first. He's good. What time is it? How'd we do?
Close to 10.
What time it is? Oh wow, that was a quick stream. If we cut it down, it's a quick stream. What do you think? Does it need anything else? Barely.
I don't think so.
No. All right. I think we did it. I think we made it a masterpiece. Masterpiece. Let's just do a little manual zoom. There you go. Whoa. Magnets everywhere. They were holding shit together, but they're no longer doing so. Oh, I was going to move that. Oh, well. All right. Sadie, you got anything to show for your...
I have it finished.
All right, we're going to quickly go back to Sadie Cam. Sadie Cam. And so Sadie's working on drawing.
Which is not always my thing.
She's brand new to being an artist. Not brand new to drawing. She's done a lot of abstract stuff for a few years now. And now she's trying to do her hands at drawing some things that are more representative of the actual things. So that's what she's got going on here. She's drawing some buildings. I think that looks great.
Thanks for first-ish go.
First go? That's awesome. Remember when you couldn't draw a stick figure?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right. Okay. So, wait. Let's go back to this. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for coming out, Jason, KY Light 132. Love the name. And all the others that have showed up earlier. There was some others earlier, wasn't there?
I think so.
Yeah. Nope. Those were all the chatters. Anyway. Well, that's great. How you been though? Like really, Jason? How you been? I haven't seen you forever. Are you working? Are you subsisting properly? Are you doing okay? Because we keep going by to places that you used to be, and well, they're not open for one. And we went to we went to Bob's the other day, and you weren't there. Opera Bob's. But yeah, I miss you, buddy. All my love to the family, friends, all the people I haven't seen since COVID struck. Struck us down hard, my friend. Struck us down hard. Anyway, say hi to everybody. And thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Peace out, everybody. Bye. Say bye, City.
Bye.